Hi.
Hi everyone. Today's video is on the topic physiology of salivation. Saliva is produced by three pairs of major salivary glands and numerous minor salivary glands. You have the parotid gland situated just below the excretory meatus and it is producing serous secretion. From the parotid gland arises the parotid duct which opens into the buccal mucosa opposite the second upper molar tooth into the parotid papillae. Then you have the submandibular and the sublingual salivary glands which are located in the submandibular triangle. The submandibular gland is second to parotid in terms of size, but majority of the saliva is being produced by the submandibular salivary gland, that is about 70%. The submandibular gland has got a superficial part and a deep part which are separated by the myloid muscle. The deep part lies adjacent to the sublingual salivary glands. The submandibular duct arises from the deep part of the submandibular gland and it goes upwards and forwards to open into the floor of mouth on either side of frenulum linguae. Since it is having an anti-gravity drainage and since the secretions coming from the submandibular gland are more of mucoid in nature, what happens is that there is more chance for submandibular stone formation than parotid stone formation. Now, how is saliva produced? It is produced by the acinar cells. From the acinar cells, the saliva produced is more of hypertonic. It becomes hypotonic when it passes through the ductal epithelium, which is lined by cells which cause potassium secretion and sodium reabsorption. And so, finally, it results in a hypotonic secretion. Now, when does this saliva production occur? It occurs when there is parasympathetic stimulation. Okay, parasympathetic stimulation produces copious saliva production, and this is the secretomotor pathway of submandibular and sublingual salivary gland, which is mediated via the facial nerve. Okay, first of all, you have the superior salivary nucleus which is located in the pons. As you know, pons is the area where the facial nerve nucleus arises and it is located higher above. So it will be superior salivary nucleus instead of inferior salivary nucleus. From that arises the facial nerve, and through that facial nerve you have the branch of facial nerve coming, that is the coda tympani nerve. From the coda tympani nerve there is a communicating branch to the lingual nerve, and it is through the lingual nerve the submandibular ganglion which is subtended by the lingual nerve gets the stimulation for saliva secretion. Okay. Similarly, there is a secretion coming from the parotid, and how is it occurring? In the parotid, it is mediated by the inferior salivary nucleus because it is mediated via the glossopharyngeal nerve, which is located in the medulla. Medulla is located lower down, right? So it is inferior salivary nucleus, and from there arises the glossopharyngeal nerve, and from the glossopharyngeal nerve arises the tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve, which is also known as Jacobson's nerve, and it contributes to the tympanic plexus, and from the tympanic plexus arises the lesser petrosal nerve. Lesser petrosal nerve goes into the otic ganglion. The otic ganglion is subtended by the mandibular nerve, and from the otic ganglion arises the postganglionic fibers which goes into the auricular temporal nerve, which is a branch of the mandibular nerve, and it finally goes into the parotid gland. Now, about 1 to 1.5 liters of saliva are produced per day, and it is due to the parasympathetic secretion. But sometimes to make the secretion more concentrated, there is sympathetic secretion occurring as well. Now, what is happening when there is the parasympathetic stimulation occurring? As you saw in the video, what is happening is that when the acetylcholine goes on to bind to its receptor, the G protein coupled receptors are getting activated, and because of that, IP3 DAG pathway gets activated. That is, inositol triphosphate diacyl glycerol pathway is getting activated, and because of that, there is release of calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum which goes on to bind to the calcium gated potassium and calcium gated chloride channel, and this results in contraction of the myoepithelial cells that is going to cause release of granules from the acinar cells. So that's all about physiology of salivation. I will be coming with sil endoscopy. Until then, goodbye.